Welcome back, team. Now, what exactly our goal ultimately? Why we are discussing about Kubernetes cluster? What is the need? We are discussing about the Kubernetes cluster. The only reason here is we are planning to deploy. We are planning to convert an application to the Kubernetes model. So while converting an application to the Kubernetes model, what model you know so far? You know how to delay a standalone project. That's what exactly I explained in our previous calls as well. If you recall, this is a standalone project, right, where you completely packaged your complete code. That's what exactly we learned. And on top of it, we learned the Docker project, where Docker project comes up with a Docker file so that you can build your application as a Docker container. On top of it, we are started discussing about another application which consisting of a Docker file along with the manifest as well. Manifest files. Now we need to understand what is manifest file. So the combination of Docker file plus manifest file exactly will help you for the Kubernetes application deployment. So you should understand about what exactly the manifest files, what all the files are there, and how to make use of those manifest files. Alright. So to do that, team, what exactly the thing you should understand now is, let's start understanding about how exactly we can set up a simple application. Okay, a simple application, how to set up a simple application, so that I think you can understand some sort of you can get some sort of understanding on the deployment or simple deployment. Okay, fine, team. So I think you can easily go for the Kubernetes documentation also if you are interested. Okay, just go for the Kubernetes documentation. Another Kubernetes documentation deployment I'm just going for. Okay, just go for the Kubernetes deployment. There you can see I think few examples are already there. I'm just bringing up one of the example, whatever is the direct copy. Okay, I'm just copying one particular deployment, whatever is there. Let me explain this one, team, don't worry. So I'm just going here. Now I'm just creating one particular file here, which is a deployment.yaml. Okay, deployment.yaml. Okay, I just took one example, which is a deployment.yaml. I just pasted what are the things I copied. Awesome. Let me explain this one a bit so that you will get an idea. Okay, what exactly the thing and what we need to understand here. Okay, we should understand few things. Okay. So team, always remember one thing, whatever the manifest you are considering, okay, always that manifest consisting of 4 sections: API version, kind, metadata, spec. Okay, these are the 4 sections usually you can see. And also, the interesting fact here is, what are the API version app/v1? This depends upon your Kubernetes cluster version. For example, if you are using some latest Kubernetes version, you may need to look for what exactly the API version we should use. That one will be available in the Kubernetes documentation, or even Azure also will tell you in the documentation. But at the moment, you can blindly proceed on this one. Don't worry on that. Okay, you can proceed on that because you are almost latest. So you don't worry on that. And also, the second thing, with what of the thing kind is discussing about what kind of manifest it is. It is a deployment. It is a deployment exactly. Let me talk about one simple hierarchy before proceeding further. We will get a solid understanding on what exactly the thing we are discussing. Okay. For example, team, I'm just considering, for example, this is what, just assume this is exactly the pod which we are trying to deploy. Okay. What exactly pod consisting of? Pod consisting of a container. We know that very well, right? The pod consisting of a container. Now, inside the pod, container will be available. Maybe I'm just keeping this particular thing as a container. Okay. I'm just keeping this particular thing as a container. A pod can consisting of a multiple containers, which you know already, but I'm strongly recommending you don't keep multiple containers inside a pod. Okay, don't do that. And the second one on top of it, I'm just bringing up, that thing is nothing but a pod, team, right? This particular pod you know already. So now what exactly and why I'm just bringing this particular thing? This is a pod. Awesome. So far we know this particular thing. On top of this one, I'm just giving one more layer, team. Okay. One more layer. That particular layer I'm just discussing as that particular layer as a replica set. I'll call this particular thing as a replica set, team. Okay. I'm just giving this particular thing as a replica. Okay. Okay. On top of this particular replica, what exactly I'm just doing? One more layer I'm just bringing up, team. One more layer. And I'm just calling this particular layer. What are the layer you're seeing at the moment? I'm just calling that particular layer as a deployment layer. Okay, deployment layer. So team, if you keep this particular hierarchy in your mind, your deployment YAML is very easy. You should keep this particular hierarchy in your mind. So that's very easy to understand now. Okay. See what exactly the container, a pod consisting of a container, a replica consisting of a pod, and deployment is completely controlled in the replica. This is the sequence you should understand. Okay, exactly. All right. Now, what you don't know exactly what is replica here. Generally, you know what exactly this particular thing, but you don't know the terminology. If you just come here, team, in your previous sessions, we keep on discussing about when we are deploying our applications as a replica, right? That's the thing exactly you are keep on listening. See, meaning that 1, 2, 3, meaning that 3 replicas. So meaning to just maintain the high availability, we are always deploying our application into the pods. And you're not only one pod, right? Always you are maintaining, for example, 3 zones, or there at least 3 pods you are maintaining, which can give you the super high availability. That is what exactly you're looking for always. That's absolutely awesome. Alright, that is what the replica. And who is controlling the replica? The replica is being controlled by the deployment. Always remember this one. But replica is not being controlled by the service. Please understand. Service is not controlling. Service just route the traffic to the pod. It will not, or it cannot control. It cannot control. The complete control of the pod is in the hands of deployment. Please understand. Okay. Now go back to the Visual Studio Code now. Now you just come back here. See, that's the thing exactly at the moment we are seeing one deployment. Okay, awesome. And then third section is the metadata. Let's talk about a bit on this particular. Generally, when it comes to the metadata section, team, always you need to define some specific attributes, especially about this particular deployment. So metadata is nothing but any things you want to define, a name, a ID, or something. Something you want to define for your deployment. That's the thing exactly it is talking about. Okay. And also, if you notice, name is the one Nginx deployment which they defined. On top of it, they define the label. Labels plays a very good role here, team. Always remember. I told you already, if you recall. So one of the thing, generally, how exactly the labels technique will be used here. For example, team, if you remember one thing, for example, when how service is routing the traffic to these particular parts by using a label. How deployment is identifying these particular parts by using a label. How replica set is identifying its corresponding parts by using a label. So this is completely a label technique only. You will understand in few seconds, just wait. Alright, so that is why exactly we are defining a label with a key value format, a key and a value, just understand like that. Alright, so far good. Now I'm just going for the specification section. If you open this particular specification section, what are the specification you are seeing? Okay, alright, team. So now if you see, team, now what exactly the thing you are come across here? See, you are seeing replicas as 3. First and foremost thing, right? Replicas as 3. Generally, when you are seeing this particular spec, you are clearly telling you should launch 3 pod replicas. This is pod spec. 3 replicas means 3 pods you should launch. And also, how exactly this is being controlled, that matters here. See, basically how, based on what we should launch this one. If you recall this particular 9, 10, 11 statements, 9, 10, 11, that is a condition actually. Select R, like if condition. If A equal to B, if C equal to D, or something like that, usually we'll always think about in the programming languages, right? Something like that. Here also, select R is equal to app:/nginx, meaning that what exactly it is doing, you can launch 3 replicas. You can launch 3 replicas when there is a match happened on the labels. Okay. If you define your pod label, where exactly you are defining the pod label, this is what your pod label, team. Okay. This is your pod label. You are telling very clearly, hey, if you notice this particular under pod template section, you are seeing this particular pod template section. There you are seeing a metadata, again information. Metadata means just an information. Under the metadata, you are just defining a labels. If you see the labels, team, there you are just giving one particular label called app:/nginx. That is the key here, team. That's the key exactly. Okay, what exactly it is doing? See, whatever the label you are giving here, same thing you should pass here. Then only 3 replicas will be launched. That's the connection exactly. That's exactly the connection. Okay, please understand. So whatever the line number 15 must match with the line number 11. Then only 3 parts will be launched. If you are using Nginx 1, it cannot launch 3 parts. It's a mismatch. So what exactly your replica will look for? Replica wants to launch 3 parts where the label tagged as Nginx 1. But you have not tagged your you labeled your nginx as nginx only, but your just condition is nginx1, which is wrong, not matched. So these kind of mistakes, don't do that. So the problem and the point you should understand here is, you should make sure a proper match from 11 and the 15. Don't by heart these line numbers. I'm just highlighting for you, okay? Because if you go for the very lengthy deployment, that case will be different, okay? Case will be different in the sense multiple values, multiple sections will come in between, okay? Understand slowly from zero. All right, team. I'm just going for the container spec section. This is what you now you can sense it. See, so deployment, on top of it replica, on top of it pod template, on top of it container spec. See, container, pod, replica, deployment. That's the sequence exactly we are discussing here. Same hierarchy whatever I just showed you. And if you come to the spec section, team, there you are seeing containers, nginx, and image nginx colon 1. So this particular thing, what exactly, this is a container name, and you are telling this is the image. Please pull this particular image from the Docker Hub and please enable the container port as 80 on this particular container. That's the thing exactly you are highlighting here. See what exactly the thing will happen. Now I will show you once you are. This is just a sample deployment only, right? No need to worry on this. For example, now you go for the kubectl apply -f. -f, what all the things are there, -f, I'm just going this particular thing, just submit this one. Now it is just telling I have submitted a manifest to the Kubernetes. Now Kubernetes responded with, okay, engine deployment created, a deployment got created. First and foremost thing, what exactly things got created, let me check one by one. First and foremost thing, kubectl get PO, for example, PO or pod. You can give POD or PO, anything is fine. For example, if you go kubectl get PO, what exactly it will tell you? It is telling you very clearly, total 3 pods you are seeing, first and foremost thing. A total 3 pods you are seeing, meaning that your application being launched in a 3 pods. That's exactly the thing. But how many nodes? Is it really been launched in the 3 nodes? That one also you can check. Kubectl get nodes. For example, if you apply that command called kubectl get nodes team, you are seeing only 1 node, meaning that all 3 pods are sitting in only 1 virtual machine. That virtual machine is sitting in only 1 zone, which is not at all good for your production scenarios. Please understand it. Please understand. So my point here is, you have deployed simply 3 pods in the same node, okay? The reason for that one is I don't have the quota where I can extend multiple virtual machines also, okay? That's why I cannot launch the multiple virtual machines. But ultimately, in real-time use case, you need to deploy your pods into the multiple virtual machines which are present in the multiple zones. That's the thing exactly you need to practice. All right, team. So now, once you are done with this particular submission, now what exactly the thing we are achieving, or what the thing actually happened? You can see one thing. So pods deployed, that's really awesome. For instance, what are the nginx being deployed? For example, in real-time use cases, the possibility of the real-time use cases, I'm just telling on few things, okay? First and foremost thing, okay, I want to check the logs of your nginx deployment or nginx pod. What are the pod you just deployed? I just want to check the logs. To check the logs, always kubectl logs. I can copy this particular command team, nginx deployment, you just paste over there. See, generally, when you have this particular command kubectl logs and the pod name, if you keep -f, it will show you the running log. If it will show you the running log, currently no logs are happening, nothing been listed inside the pod. That's why it is showing empty. But in your application scenario, what are the scenario we are going to do? That particular scenario definitely will launch some logs. So don't worry on that. Definitely it will launch. All right, team. So for what we understand, we just deployed a simple deployment, and we just understand few commands, especially get svc, apply. Apply means just you are just submitting the manifest to the Kubernetes cluster. You just understand kubectl get PO, kubectl get nodes, and all kubectl logs. These are the commands. I'm going to try one interesting fact now. I'm going to delete one part team. Okay, I told you one thing. See, if you recall, if it's self-healing is one of the feature which you can think about when it comes to the Kubernetes, right? So what does that mean? For example, if your Kubernetes pod is being deleted accidentally, or your Kubernetes pod is being moved to the OOM error, out of memory error, or otherwise some health check failure or node draining, all these scenarios definitely cause your pod to be restarted. But the point here is, I'm simulating the scenario by just considering kubectl delete PO. I'm just considering one of the part, just copying this particular part. I'm simply deleting this particular PO team. PO refers to pod only. Just delete this pod. See, the pod got deleted. Now, the moment when the pod got deleted, immediately I just go there and just keeping -w. So, okay, I think it came up very quickly. What does -w refers to? -w is the one exactly will help you watch under watch mode. You can see something is happening on the pod. Some pod is going for restart. Some pod is going for termination. Some pod is falling into the pending. All these statuses you can see when you give -w. If something is happening, you can notice this particular thing. Let me show this one practically for you. I just kept -w in this particular tab. I'm going to open one more tab for you, Tim. Okay, this is a one more tab which you can think about. For example, what exactly the thing I'm just going here, kubectl get PO. Okay, I'm just listing the pods, Tim. Now, what exactly I'm going to do, kubectl delete PO. I'm just deleting one pod specially from here, Tim. Okay, I just deleted one pod. So one pod got deleted, it just come back to you another tab. See, a lot of some process is happening here. Now you can sense one thing. See, you deleted one pod. If you go back to this particular thing, you can sense it. See, you got deleted some one thing for D5Q. D5Q is the pod exactly ending with. That is the one exactly you deleted. Okay, see, that's why I went for the terminating. The moment when it got terminated, nothing happened. Another pod came up. See, another pod came up which is in pending. After that, container creating. Finally, it is coming to the running. But don't think like why terminating in between. If you need to double check this one. D5Q is the one which you deleted. The same status is continuously coming up, okay, until it got deleted permanently. Okay, so meaning that time to time you can see what exactly the thing. So one pod is going out and parallelly another pod is coming up. So that's what exactly you're seeing. So if some pod got deleted accidentally also, we no need to worry at all. It will work for sure, okay, without any issue. So that's the point exactly you need to keep in your mind. Alright, team. So that is the exactly the basic thing first you should understand about your deployment. Just took the NJNX. That's the thing exactly. Just want to explain you on few commands on the deployment part, team. Okay. Now it's time for us to understand our actual application. Okay. Now when it comes to the actual application, is there any major change or almost same? Almost same. So you don't need to worry at all. So now what exactly the thing you need to understand? Let me go back to your repository. What are the repository we have? I'm just going for the repository, team. So we have one of the repository. I'm just going to the repository and I will show you what exactly we need to take care when it comes to our actual application. Okay, that's the thing exactly we are simulating now, team. Alright, just go back and just go to the repository, team. This is the repository which you can consider, I think, a main project one, right? I'm just taking one of the main project repository, their deployment YAML. So one of the YAML which you can consider here. Okay, awesome. I'm just copying this particular YAML, whatever the thing you are seeing at the moment, okay? Better let me clone the project to your VM, team, okay? Let me simulate this one as a Kubernetes admin from the VM point of view so that I think you can understand easily things, okay? I'm just cloning the project, okay? I'm just cloning the project to the new virtual machine, whatever the virtual machine we have, okay? I'm just going here, okay? I'm just clearing the screen, okay? Git clone, I'm just giving this particular project, I'm just cloning the project, team, okay? And it is asking the password. You just can provide the pat token, what are the things, or what other thing got generated, you can use that one. It got cloned. That's it. So your project got cloned. That's awesome. So if you come to the project, there you can see middleware UAT deployment YAML. Especially this is what a deployment YAML is. This is what deployment YAML. So now my point is, see, you're already seeing this one as a deployment YAML. And don't worry on few things here, because let me explain you very clearly. So don't worry on few things, especially when it comes to the environment variable. It's too early to understand for you to understand the environment variable, but remaining things are okay. Just forget about the environment section, okay? I'm not explaining you the environment section, just ignore this one, okay? Alright, team, let's compare whatever the deployment we made and whatever the deployment we just downloaded. So let's compare, let's try to understand what exactly the major difference here. See, API version kind metadata, this is a normal thing only. There is an additional one which you are seeing as a namespace. For the moment, I'm just deleting this one. I'm not explaining what exactly the namespace for you. The namespace is the one, it's a logical separation in the Kubernetes where, for example, team, in real time, for example, you have some 10 services as part of your project, and another project is also planning to use same Kubernetes cluster, for example. But when project A, project B wants to share the same Kubernetes cluster, but you want to separate logically the spaces between these two. at that particular moment only we will use namespaces. Okay, namespace. I will use the namespace when I'm dealing with nginx, but wait for a while. Okay, don't go for that. Alright, at the moment you are saying name and label app name same as it is. I don't see any difference. That's okay. Just go for the spec section. Replica is 2. That's okay. Selector match label app middleware. These two must match. Okay, it got matched. It's awesome. And I'm just going for the spec section. There is a container section where you're saying some container name is middleware. On top of it, you're just telling something. This is what container registry name team, right? You need to give your ACR registry name team. That is your job. You should provide your ACR job. That's the thing exactly you're saying. That's really good. And finally, environment section ignore for now, because your application may require some database. That database requires some parameters. You need to pass the parameters also to your application, right? That's what exactly you are just making here. But don't worry on this, because I will deal this one in the secret AML when we are discussing about the secrets. Okay, not right now. And just go further, team. There are ports which you are seeing container port at 8080, which you are exposing. And one more interesting one, image pull secret is one of the thing which you are seeing at the bottom. But I don't see image pull secret here. But I am seeing additionally image pull secret as part of this particular. The environment and image pull are the difference. But why we are seeing this one? There is a difference. You pull this particular image from Docker Hub, agree? We all pull this one from Docker Hub, but you are pulling this image from Azure Container Registry. Azure Container Registry is not for public. So obviously you need to give the credentials accordingly. If you give the credentials, then only it will be pulled. How you will pass the credentials? By using this particular secret. You will pass the credentials. Alright. So far our understanding is good. Only on two gray areas here. One is environment, another one is image pull secret. Let me explain the image pull secret one more time for you. Okay. But rest all same, everything got matched. That's really good. That's really good. Everything got matched. For example, team, let me explain you this particular scenario by submitting directly what are the errors you will get. Okay. First and foremost thing, what are the deployment YAML you have? Just coming here, kubectl apply -f. What are the things are there? Just YAML. What are the YAML? I've just drag and drop. Just hit enter. Something got created. A middleware also got created. When it got created, team, just go for the kubectl get PO. I'm just going for the kubectl get PO. Now you're seeing there is a error. See, these are really very important, team. That's why I'm just making failed first. We will understand failure to success call. Okay, I don't want to make it pass directly. You should understand why it failed. That kind of things are really required as an admin point of view. Alright, so if you see this particular thing, invalid image name. Now the question is how to understand more details about this error. That's exactly the question here. How to understand more details. What is invalid image name? See, that itself is telling different meanings, right? We don't know exactly the root cause here. To do that, you need to apply another command, team, kubectl describe. You cannot check the logs, team. For your information, I'm just telling you cannot check the logs. For example, if you are intent to check the log, kubectl logs, if you just go there and enter, what exactly the thing you are seeing, team? The middleware part is waiting to start, meaning that your container start. If you really your container start, then only you can see the logs. But problem is container itself is not yet started. No. You cannot check the logs. So option B, you can go there and check, go for the describe. There is an option kubectl describe PO. You need to give the command pod and copy the pod name and just press enter. That one will give you the clear information about what exactly the problem happened here, team. If you read this one, invalid image name, you can see very clearly, team. It will tell you successfully assigned, failed to apply default project ACR, Azure Docker, build number. Your build number is hard coded. We don't know, couldn't pass image reference. We don't know what exactly this reference format. This build number you hard coded. Can you please give the valid build number? Okay, no problem. We have the build number ready. What exactly we will do? We will just go back here to this particular container registry. We have one container registry. We just go back to the container registry, team. This is one of the container registry which I have already. The same thing which we have practiced in your Docker project also. Just go back to the repository section, team. This is what exactly I'm talking about. There you can see something called backend Java. So I'm just going for the backend Java. If you go for the 514, I believe, please double check whether this is exactly the path you are using or not. See, I believe ACR.io, Docker-Spring Boot. Okay, there is another one which I'm using that particular thing. Okay, no worries. You just go there Just go there, team. Okay, Docker-Spring Boot only, no problem. And also you are seeing a tag, you are seeing a latest as the tag. That's really good. You just need to give the latest instead of the build number. Okay, I'm just removing this particular thing, team. I'm just giving latest. Okay, just save it. Just save it, team. Okay, all right. Now what exactly the thing? Okay, so whatever the deployment you did, that is absolutely not good. Okay, so to delete the deployment, kubectl get deployment, team. Okay, kubectl get deployments, and also see you are seeing two deployments. One is nginx, another one is middleware. Now I'm deleting the middleware deployment. Kubectl delete deployment middleware. What are the middleware is? I'm simply deleting this one. So once you delete it, it will not come automatically. Please understand, deployment will not come automatically. Pod only will come automatically. So now what you need to do, kubectl apply -f. I'm just bringing up the middleware UAT one more time. Just press enter this time. One more time. So once you are here, kubectl get PO. I'm just double checking the logs one more time, team. See now this time error image pull. Okay, earlier what was the error? Invalid image name. Now I am seeing error image pull. What is this problem now? Okay, let me go back. Just to clear the screen on the top so that we can play here, team. Okay, now you are seeing image pull back off. Okay, error image pull back off. Some error is keep on moving here, right? So see, error image pull came again. So what is this about? Again, you cannot check the log because container is not yet started. kubectl only option for you. Describe PO. You just bring this particular part, team. Okay, what are the part is it? Just go there. Now I'm seeing something failed to pull an image. It's the latest one which is considered. Failed to resolve the reference. Failed to authorize. Failed to fetch anonymous token. Unexpected status get request 401 unauthorized. Okay, this is the exactly the error you are seeing at the moment, team. Okay, so now the point is, when you see such kind of error, what exactly we need to do now? Okay, what exactly we need to do now? What exactly the thing we need to do? I just pasted the error message in your chat box. Also, you can take a look on that. All right. So now once you are seeing this particular thing, I'm just clearing the screen. Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm just clearing the screen. What are the screen? I just cleaned it. All right. So now the point here is, now what exactly you're doing? Let me go back to the diagram and explain you. Okay, what exactly you're doing? Let me tell you, team. By using this particular by using this particular VM, and there is an ACR. Okay, there is an ACR. I'm just bringing up Azure ACR. Azure is the Azure Container Registry. I believe it's not identified well. Let me go for the better icon. Okay. Yes. So this is the ACR. Now what exactly the thing I'm talking about? This particular ACR, whatever the ACR is there, you have an image here. You have an image here, and whatever the deployment manifest you are doing at the moment, I'm just taking this particular thing as a manifest. Okay. Manifest. Okay. What are the manifest you are taking, which is a deployment manifest? This particular manifest, what are the thing you are seeing at the moment? That manifest is referring your container registry. That's the thing exactly. So far you understand. The moment as an admin, the moment when you are submitting this particular manifest to this particular Kubernetes cluster, then this manifest is really demanding an image to be downloaded into this Kubernetes cluster. This is the scenario exactly happening, team. This is exactly the scenario happening here. So it is trying to download. When it is trying to download, now what is the problem you are getting? So the problem here is exactly what are the manifest you downloaded. This manifest doesn't have the proper credentials to pull this particular image. Now we should pass the credentials. How to pass the credentials is the one now we will see. You just go back to the Azure documentation. You can go for this particular Kubernetes ACR secret. Okay, you can check for this particular link, team. Okay, there is authenticated Azure Container Registry. See, pull an image from Azure Container Registry to a Kubernetes cluster using pull secret. So you can use this technique. What are the technique which I am showing on the screen? You can comfortably use this particular technique, team. Once you are using this particular, it's easy to understand. You just go there. There is a command. This is the command exactly I'm talking about. Now I'm just going there to the online notepad. Okay, online notepad. I'm just going for the online notepad. If you go back to the online notepad, team, so now what exactly the thing I'm just talking about? You just come here. I just go there. You just go there and paste over there. So for example, you need to fulfill the command. How to do that? First and foremost thing, you need to give on secret name. Okay, I'm interested to give the secret name as, what are the secret name you are seeing? ACR-secret. Okay, you can give anything, team. Not an issue. Not an issue. You can give anything. ACR-secret is the one exactly I'm using. So this is the one exactly I typed. Okay. Alright. Then namespace. Namespace is the one I told you already. At the moment, you are just doing each and everything on the default namespace only. So I am just removing this particular namespace. I'm just removing this particular thing as default. Okay. Alright. And also Docker server. Now you are seeing Docker server, login server. I am removing the container registry, whatever the thing you are just seeing at the moment. I am just deleting the name. Once you delete the name, you go back to your container registry. There you can see your Docker server name. Okay, you just go to the registry and go for this particular access key stream. Okay, somewhere here you can see login server you can see. So login server is project 23, project ACR 23, Azure CR.io. Right, you just go back here. I'm just giving same value here also. Awesome. Once you are done, Docker username and the Docker password. You just come back here, team. There is a username which you are seeing. This is the username. You copy this username, whatever the thing you are seeing, and go back to the notepad and just come back here and you just give the username here in place of that particular value. And there is a password which you are seeing. Just click on this particular thing and just copy the password. Either anything is the password or password to anything you can copy this particular thing. So what are the thing I am showing on the screen, team? Okay, this particular thing you need to copy. Okay, go back to the notepad and you just come back here. You just give this particular value here. If you recall, in our app service project also you did the same thing, but you passed everything on the app service configuration. But you are passing this particular thing as a Kubernetes secret now. Just copy this particular command, team. Just copy that and go back to the Visual Studio Code. Now I'm just going with the Visual Studio Code. Just go there and just paste over there. I'm just Control-C, Control-V only, team. Okay, just press enter. That's all. Once you are done with the creation of the secret, now you need to see. Now you created a secret. Now go back to the architecture one more time. Okay, go back to the architecture. So now, once you go back to the architecture, yes. See, now you deployed a secret inside this particular Kubernetes. But you need to tell your manifest, please use that secret to pull an image from here. You need to inform. How to inform? That is the thing exactly you are doing here. Go to the Visual Studio Code. At the bottom, image pull secret name, ACR-secret. The same name you also created. So that's why you don't need to do any changes. Same name only you are also using. So the same name you are using. So now your manifest will use that secret to pull an image. One more time, team. kubectl get deployments. Okay, deployments. kubectl delete deployment. Okay, deployment. Just go there, copy this particular middleware, just delete the deployment. Once this is done, just go for the kubectl get PO. Simple, get PO. Now you deleted the deployment. Sorry, you haven't applied it, right? kubectl apply -f. Just bring this particularly this time one more time. Just submit one more time. kubectl get PO. That's the thing exactly you're seeing. Okay, our error got changed now. Now we are seeing a different error called create container config error. What is this error about? The create container config error is the one exactly talking about, especially if you have some configuration issue. What configuration is being missed out here? If you open your deployment YAML, we never talked about environment. We never care whether these values are there or not. That's the problem, next problem now. That's exactly the problem. For example, I'm just going to clear the screen and check the parts one more time. Create container config error is the one exactly you're saying. To fix this one, you should understand again about how to pass the environment variables for the deployment. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.